Foreign Policy Magazine is reporting on a gigantic admission here from the U.S. government. They say U.S. Central Command spokesman Major Jock, I believe that's how you pronounce it, though I could be wrong, told Air Wars and Foreign Policy that 5,265 armor-piercing 30-millimeter rounds containing depleted uranium were shot from Air Force A-10 fixed-wing aircraft on November 16th and November 22nd, 2015, destroying about 350 vehicles in Syria's eastern desert, excuse me. So they're admitting to committing war crimes. That's nice. It is illegal under international law. You can't use depleted uranium tips. That's crazy. Now, why can't you use them? Because depleted uranium is going to have reverberating effects that will unquestionably affect the civilian population. I mean, you're going to have birth defects, for example, can happen as a result of using depleted uranium. I mean, this is... I'm amazed that they admitted it. It was like, yeah, we used it. Because if Iran admitted it did it and admitted it, I mean, we would immediately be saying, oh my God, act of war, let's go topple them. They're a rogue state, a rogue terror state, and they're ripe for regime change because you violated international law and you're not going to take any consequences for it. Well, that's what the U.S. did. You can't use... That's illegal under international law. By the way, you know what else is illegal under international law? Cluster bombs. Because once you fire them, well, then there are remnants there, and then civilians can step on it and it explodes. You can't do that. But we have been selling cluster bombs, even though they brazenly violate international law, to the terror state Saudi Arabia, who has the same ideology as ISIS, and then they've been using it against civilians in Yemen. We just keep brazenly violating international law. You need to abide by these laws. We don't. So just so you know, that's how it works. When we do something illegal and immoral and unethical and irrational and illogical, it's none of those things because we did it. We get to ride above all that stuff. Well, that's stupid. That's dumb. That's moronic. I don't agree with that. You shouldn't agree with that. How many lives you're destroying? I mean, we used... Israel had used, I think, I don't remember what year it was, but I think it was after 2010. They used white phosphorus in Gaza. That's illegal under international law. We've used it. You know, in Fallujah, we used chemical weapons that we weren't supposed to use. It may have been depleted uranium there as well. Obviously, in Vietnam, Agent Orange, napalm on innocent villagers, slaughtering women and children. And again, we do it, we go, terrorists, we're not terrorists. This is an official state action. The state can't do terrorism. What? Of course you can. It's state terrorism. And that's what's being done here. They don't care. If you're using depleted uranium tips, you don't care about civilians. Same with cluster bombs. If you're using them or selling them to Saudi Arabia, who's going to use them, you don't care about civilian casualties. It's not a question. You don't use those if you care about civilian casualties. There's your government, ladies and gentlemen. This is what our tax dollars go to. We paid for this. We paid for it. God damn it, man. You know, there are some European countries where you pay your taxes, and then they literally lay out line by line the percentage and the amount of money, the raw amount of money you paid in taxes to support different things. So it'll say, okay, healthcare, you paid this percent and X amount of money. You know, education, you paid this percent and it was X amount of money. The U.S., we don't do that. Why don't we do that? Because if we did that, you would see in the discretionary budget, we spend over 50% of it on the military. I mean, think about that. So when you look at all of it, and it's not just the discretionary budget, yes, a lot of money goes to Social Security and Medicare. But for the discretionary budget, over 50% is the military. I don't think Americans would take that if we saw it. If you saw it right in front of your eyes. Oh my God, that much to do nation building? What have we gotten for it? We've been in Afghanistan over 15 years. What are we going to stay there forever? Is that what we're going to do? Why? Why are we staying there forever? Why would we do that? And what is victory? Ask anybody who still wants to stay in Afghanistan. What's victory? Define it for me. we got to do is keep the Taliban away. But anytime we leave, whether we leave today or 10 years or 35 years from now, the Taliban's going to take over territory. So do you really just want to stay there forever and waste all these resources? When Flint, Michigan doesn't even have clean water, our infrastructure gets a grade of D, and you want to rebuild Kabul. I got nothing but love for innocent people in Kabul, but look, man, we got our own problems here we got to take care of. You want to go to Kandahar and spend our resources? For fuck's sake. Iraq, the same thing. Syria, what are we doing in Syria? I mean, you got ISIS and jihadist rebels versus the Syrian government. According to the U.S., we hate both sides. Okay, so why are you there? Okay, depleted uranium. By the way, any mention, has there been a single mention on mainstream media? Not a single fucking mention. Because they don't talk about shit that actually matters. They're off talking about Donald Trump tweeting something. Or Russia. Or Kanye West did this. Talk about all that so you don't have to talk about the real issues. The brazen, wanton, overt, over-the-top violation of international law that your government just did with your money in your name.